Hello friends, it's another update video here at Words About Games. I thought I'd try a vlogging format for this video. I've always wanted to do a vlog, like as part of Words About Games. I don't know, maybe it's something I'll look into, like doing on a more regular basis. But for now, I'm just doing this as a one-off because why not? I was supposed to be recording a podcast tonight, but unfortunately, Moody got sick. It was very last minute, and I couldn't get a replacement within such short notice. It's nobody's fault. It's just one of those things that happens. But there was no podcast. You might have noticed there was no podcast this week, which is, like I'm saying this off of the bat because, like, when there's no podcast and then all of a sudden there's an update video, like that might be like, oh, maybe she's canceling the podcast. She's not canceling the podcast. There's just a series of unfortunate events that all unfolded on one Sunday. That led to no podcast, but it gave me time to do this cool update video, and I thought, hey, why not just do it in person instead of editing gameplay footage of like random gameplay that I've been capturing. No, I thought I'd put out an update video because the Dishonored 2 video is out now. You can go and watch it. It's right there on youtube.com/wordsaboutgamesuk, and it's pretty good. So people tell me, like, you work on a video like that for so long that it becomes completely impossible to be impartial about it. Like, I've seen that video in bits and pieces, or like entire chapters, or like the whole video, like so many times, like it becomes impossible to know if any part of it is any good. So that you reach a point where you have to kind of rely on like outside input to tell you whether the video was good or not. And I've had a few people tell me the video is pretty good, so I'm gonna trust them in what they tell me, and like the video is pretty good. The bed covers come up on the corner of my bed. That's totally in shot. It's too late to do anything about it now. I'm not re-recording any of this. So the Dishonored 2 video is out. You should click on it and go and watch it. It's like 55 minutes long. It's longer than I intended, which is just the story of all of my retrospective videos, I guess. But go watch it if you feel like watching it. It's super late. It was supposed to come out, I guess technically it was supposed to come out last year, but I go into that in the video. And it's come out on November 11th, 2022, 6 years to the day since Dishonored 2 came out, which was a nice happy accident because it was supposed to come out in October. Then I got super sick and I couldn't work on it for a few weeks, and then I worked on it for like 3 days straight, I think it was, where it was just like, I was better, I was well enough to do the video, but I thought, I'll pace myself. And then that didn't happen. I had one chapter, and I just thought it just kept going and going and going, and the next thing I knew, I had a full video put together in Premiere Pro, and I just exported it. I sent it to a couple of people and said, hey, this is the finished video, let me know. And then when I was looking at dates, I realized that the actual like anniversary of the release date of the game was like right there. And I thought, well, I call all these videos Game X years later. I mean, it'd be kind of cool to get it out. So it's literal, the title is literally true. It is Dishonored 2 6 years later, and that's probably never going to happen again, so don't get used to that. I've already started working on the next video, and I'm using air quotes there. I'll talk about that in a sec, but I've been playing Mass Effect, the Mass Effect trilogy, which I already announced in the last update. It was something that I was going to be making a video about. I just finished Mass Effect 2 last night. I've got like one thing to do, which is the Arrival DLC, and then I'm on to Mass Effect 3. I'll probably take a break between 2 and 3. Because there's this game that's come out that everybody's been talking about, and I guess it's kind of okay, called God of War Ragnarok. I'm gonna play it tonight, which I guess that's one advantage of not being able to do a podcast tonight. I've got the evening to myself. No recording, no editing, nothing like that. So I'm gonna sit down and play God of War for a few hours, which is gonna be fun. I've been looking forward to that game for a while. But the reason I use the air quotes when I said it's my next video is because it's the video I'm currently working on, but it's not necessarily the video that's gonna be next out in terms of like retrospective videos, because basically I need to play through all of the Mass Effect trilogy, twice, because I need like all sorts of different footage. I need to play through specific things to like shore up points that I have in my outline for my script. So I basically need to do a Paragon playthrough and a Renegade playthrough. And those games aren't short. Like I looked at my footage that I have for Mass Effect 1 and Mass Effect 2, and I've already clocked about 50 hours. So like I feel like my Renegade playthrough is going to be quicker because I've just played the games, so I'm going to be able to get through them faster. But once you add on Mass Effect 3, you're looking at maybe like 80, 90 hours, then to do that again. So, like, I'm going to finish the trilogy Paragon playthrough well before the end of 2022. But, like, I don't want to roll straight into my Renegade playthrough because I know myself and I know I'll burn out on Mass Effect if I play the game, if I play the trilogy twice, all the way through, like, back to back to back to back to back to back. So I will probably take a break between them, and I'll probably use that break. Honestly, I'll probably use that break like to catch up on like 2022 games. Like I've got a bunch. Like I got codes for games like the Entropy Center and the Curse of the Golden Idol, which I really want to check out. And there's other games like Pentament's out, like, and I want to check that out as well. So there's a backlog piling up that I want to work through. But because I know the Mass Effect video is going to be months from now, like I might do a shorter video. And I know I've said shorter video in the past, it has never come to fruition, but I might do like a shorter video, like between Dishonored 2 and Mass Effect, like maybe it's just like a small indie game that I want to do. Like I've got a list on a Google spreadsheet. I think they're just called Google Sheets, right? Like I've got a list on there of like all these games that I want to talk about, and it's like ranked. So there's like two categories of games I would like to talk about if I can figure out what I want to say about them, and then there's like 12 or 15 games where it's like I could sit down and start making a video about any one of these games immediately, because I started really focusing on retrospectives as like a replacement for my reviews almost. Like I was sick of doing game reviews, like new game reviews, but like retrospectives aren't reviews, right? They're like deep dives into games. They're almost the opposite of reviews. Like they're made for people who have already played whatever game that I'm talking about. Like I don't know how much you could possibly get out of my Dishonored 2 video if you haven't played Dishonored 2, other than the fact that I spoil the entire game, and by the time you finish watching the video, you probably don't want or need to play Dishonored 2. Like, case in point with the Mass Effect video, I already have an outline and a lot of notes, and like I have like an idea of all of the different chapters that I'm gonna do. That's how I know the video is gonna be really long, and I'm not gonna apologize for that. I have a lot to say about Mass Effect. But there are like a dozen or so like other games that I could just do that with right now. Like I could open up my Chromebook and I could just type an outline of like what I want out of. I'm not going to name any of the games on the list, because then I kind of like I'll be in a Dishonored 2 situation where I'll have it hanging around my neck for more than a year. But that's kind of how I approach the retrospectives. Like I do have an idea of the video that I want to make before I actually even sit down to do any writing or even do any of the playthroughs. Like I did one retrospective, which was Dark Souls 3, where it was like, I'm going to make a Dark Souls retrospective, even though I never played Dark Souls. And then when I sat down and played Dark Souls, and it was like, I still don't really like this game very much. And then I tried Dark Souls 3 and thankfully liked that, so I used that as like the part of the video. But like if I sit down basically I already need to have played the game and know what I want to talk about the game to make a retrospective video. So yeah, we'll see how it goes in terms of like whether I actually do another video between Dishonored 2 and the Mass Effect trilogy. I think part of the problem is I think most of the games that I could sit down and make videos of right now are all really long. So like the games will be really long to play, and the videos will probably be really long and take a lot of time to make. I have been toying with ideas of like different types of like scripted videos, like mini retrospectives or just like game recommendations, where it's just like, hey, there's this cool little game that very few people have played, and I think you should give it a chance because of these reasons, but then that's just a review, and I don't know if I want to do that. Like, there's a format that exists for one or both of those things, like a mini retrospective or like a series of game recommendations. I just have to figure out what it is. Like, for me personally, like I'm sure I could just sit down and crank out a late review of some fucking game and do that, because I have that muscle memory of having done reviews for years, but I don't want to do that anymore. I don't really want to do that for a video game at all. So we'll see. Maybe there is a video between like now and Mass Effect. Maybe there's not. Maybe Mass Effect's the next one. It depends. I suppose it also depends how quickly I actually get through the gameplay capturing process, the gameplay playing process, and then the scripting process. Like, I envisage like I'll still be I won't start writing this until next year. So what else is happening at Words About Games? I'm looking to get back into streaming regularly soon. I want to do like a stream or two, maybe this week and next week. Like, there's some stuff going on in my life. Good stuff. It's good stuff. But like that's kind of messing with my ability to like do like a streaming schedule. Like, I stream Thursday nights and Saturday nights, and I do want to get back to that. But right now, with some of the stuff that I'm doing, which is really good, but I can't talk about any of it. Hopefully, it all comes off, and I do get to talk about it at some point, maybe in this vlogging format. But right now, it is kind of messing with my ability to do streams. So I do want to get back to streaming, and then get back to streaming regularly. And I do hope to like do at least a couple of streams in the next few weeks, and then maybe get back to a schedule in December. So I guess keep an eye out for that. Twitch.tv/wordsaboutgames. As far as the other thing, like related to streaming is like I've got like months worth of a backlog of like streams to edit down into a highlights video. It's August, September, and October. And because Moody was moving and doing his new job, and because I got sick twice in that period, which was very fun, thanks. I've got a lot of streams. I've got a few streams, but I can condense all 3 months into one super cool highlights video. So I'm gonna try and get that out by the end of November. Like, we got Faz Hijinks, we got Moody playing Last of Us, playing Pokemon, like my Brewmaster stream, which was just, a disaster in a really entertaining fashion. So people seem to enjoy it. It was one of my most watched streams of the last few months. And it was a total clusterfuck. Like, I don't drink beer, and I don't know how beer is made, so that should give you some indication of how well that went. But other than that, I don't know that there's going to be any other non-podcast videos for the rest of the year. Like, even if I do a smaller retrospective before I do Mass Effect, like, it's not coming out by the end of the year. That's just too ambitious. I mean, like, it's just over a month for Christmas. Like, I don't think I can crank out a retrospective in a month. Nor would I want to try. Like, I've tried to rush these things before, and it never ends well. And other types of videos I make, such as, like, I think the Next Fest are done, as far as I'm aware. So I don't think I'll be doing any more Amy's played X amount of demos videos. So I think it's really just going to be the podcast, and maybe if I pick up vlogging as a thing, like, maybe like we'll get more vlogs. Like, I don't know, let me know. Like, if you want to hear me just ramble on about stuff, like, it could be Words About Games stuff. It can just be general video stuff. Like, it could be like, hey, what books am I reading? What stuff am I watching? How's life? Like, I feel like this is something I've kind of wanted to do, and I kind of did think about sort of like figuring out how to do next year, but I don't know. Maybe it's a thing I'll do on the regular or the semi-regular. We like semi-regularity here at Words About Games. We'll see what happens. It's weird to sit in a room by yourself and talk to a camera with a million lights on all around you, and a bumblebee behind you. Like, I could talk about projects that I'm working on for next year, because I've got new projects and new ideas for new projects that are happening next year, but nothing's ready to talk about yet, so I can't really talk about that stuff. Oh, there was one thing, somebody did ask me, somebody noticed on the Xbox shelf, that one, somebody did ask me why there's a can of energy, there's a can in the background, like behind Master Chief and Wraith from Apex Legends, there's a can next to the Xbox light there. I'm looking at the camera to point at it. It's that there. And somebody noticed it and actually asked me, like, why do you have a can, like a drinks can, on the Xbox shelf behind you? It's a full can. It's an energy drink called Tornado, and it's a special edition thing with an EGX logo on it. So many years ago, I got a press pass to go to EGX and cover games, and I went with uh, of my dear friend, amazing streamer, Kirsty, twitch.tv/TinySharkPlayers. You should go check her out. And we covered EGX together. We had an SLR camera, we had a microphone, we had a dictation machine for like proper audio. Didn't take a light. Um, much to my own embarrassment, like the video quality, the audio quality is great. The video quality is shocking because we didn't think to take a light to a dark convention center in Birmingham, like it was when it was at the NEC. But like we have this running sort of gag through all the days that we were there, where it's like they were giving out free energy drinks. So instead of water, there was this company giving out because Tornado was like this new thing at the time, I think, and they were just giving out free cans of energy drink, and like it was awful. Like it's genuinely a terrible drink. Like I think we got a footage of Kirsty actually drinking it on camera. I'll see if I can find that actually, and maybe put it in this video, just like stitch it in right now, because it was truly a terrible drink. But it was cold and it was free and it was wet. So if you needed a cold drink, you could just go and get a can of Tornado from the Tornado stand. So we drank a lot of that stuff, which wasn't good for anyone. And the other thing was it was a resealable can, so it had like a resealable tab. And I did a bit. We stole Sega's room in the press area for a wrap-up video. Sorry, I'm sorry, Sega. There was no one in there at the time, and we were talking about the Tornado, and I took a drink of it, resealed the can, and then I proved that it was sealed up by shaking it everywhere. And then there was that moment of what if this can doesn't work? And I've just like got energy drink all over, but it was fine. It was fine. That didn't happen. But on the last day, I took a can and I put it in my bag, and forgot about it. And then when I was unpacking my bag a few days after I got back, I saw it and I was like, I'm just gonna keep this for posterity's sake. There's no way I'm gonna drink it because like now I have like I'm at home. I have options. Like I have like all of the drinks options available to me, not just like £2.50 for a fucking can of Coke or whatever it was from a shop at the NEC, like all free shit energy drink. Like, so I wasn't gonna drink it, so I thought I'll just keep it, and it's been part of my like background for years. What year was that when I did that? It must have been like 2016. I think it was like EGX 2016. Maybe 2015. I don't know. I was just starting to do video stuff. Because we did a podcast, so it was when the podcast was about. Because I drank so much terrible energy drink that like my lip got swollen, the top of my lip got swollen. I remember that as part of one of the very early podcasts. And it was me and Kirsty and Keith, I'm pretty sure, on that podcast. But yeah, someone was asking why the figurines make sense, the cups make sense, the Star Trek things make sense, the lights make sense, the books make sense, but like the can of unidentified like liquid didn't make sense. It's a terrible energy drink. That's what it is. I haven't seen it. Like I remember seeing it in a shop a couple of months after EGX, and being like, "Oh shit, that's Tornado." And then like I never saw it again. I'm pretty sure it's not a thing anymore. I'd be shocked if it was. So there's a fun story for the vlog. And I think that's going to be it. Like I've done the updates, talked about all the things that I wanted to talk about. Again, there was no podcast this week, but it's not a thing. It's not like a big deal. We'll probably do one next week. Like if Moody wants to go out and get himself deliberately sick, to avoid me winning Open Critic head to head, like coming back from a 10-point deficit, I mean, like I respect the commitment, and like Godspeed to him. But that's gonna do it for this vlog. Maybe I'll do this like as a weekly thing, maybe bi-weekly thing. I don't know. I'll figure something out. But I'm gonna go because I want to play God of War. Finally. I've had it for a couple of days, but I was like, I want to finish Mass Effect 2 because Mass Effect 2 is an amazing game, and I was super into it, replaying it. So I just kind of cracked down with Mass Effect 2, and now I want to crack on with God of War. So that's gonna be the vlog and the update. We'll see. We'll see if this turns into a regular thing or not. I'll make my bed next time. How about that? But thanks for watching. Thanks for sticking around. Subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. Like the videos. Go watch the Dishonored 2 video. It's pretty good. People tell me it's a good video. So please go and watch that. What else? Go follow me on Twitter while Twitter still exists. Maybe I'll do a vlog about Twitter and all the fun we're having over on Twitter. But the link's in the description for now. If you see Moody's Twitter handle is like a go follow Moody, he deleted his account, so it doesn't exist anymore. And I keep forgetting to delete the line from all of the auto YouTube descriptions. So don't go follow Moody because he's not there anymore. But go follow me. And if you want to support all the cool shit that we're doing here at Words About Games, coffee.com/wordsaboutgames, the link's in the description. That would be cool. Like, go buy me a coffee. I don't drink coffee, but I'll put it towards a better energy drink than Tornado. How about that? Okay, I'm gonna go. So I will see you soon. Have a great day. Stay hydrated. Live long and prosper.